Howdy folks, welcome back to Street Rust. We have yet another Harbor Freight review on a tool to find it will it work or it won't. You know, I've put a couple of these on various things over the last 2 years, and folks either really hate the video or really love the video. There ain't much in between. But you know what? I'm not a professional mechanic. You know, I do this stuff in my garage, and you can watch some of my other videos, and you'll see that I'm not a professional mechanic. I'm a shade tree mechanic at best. I'm learning like everybody else, but you know, I'm not going to spend a ton of money on parts. So I've got, let me show you what we got going on here. For those that watch the channel regularly, you recognize this truck. This is a 1970 F-250. We just got done with the brakes. These are the front rotor brakes, new calipers, new hoses, new pads, of course. This is a Dana 60 rear end. These are dually. This is a dually rear end. We had to do a new line on this side. We got new brake pads, wheel seals, cleaned up all the bearings, all that kind of good stuff. So, and we have a new master cylinder. Now I bench bled this master cylinder. You can't see it real good here because of the light, and we had to make a new little line here because the adapter, the adaptor was a different size. So we're full of juice. We need to get these brakes bled. Now, for very obvious reasons, I won't be running it right now to utilize the brake booster, but we certainly can manually do it and get somewhere. So what are we going to use? So this thing's been setting up in a box, and let me tell you, this video is not brought to you by RC Cola. Now it might be brought to you by RC Cola and a moon pie. Can't beat it. But it's not brought to you by RC Cola. All right, what do we got here? This thing has been setting up in that box for probably a year and a half. I bought this, I only had the package, but Pittsburg brake bleeder and vacuum pump kit. It comes with these accessories, yada, yada, yada. It's got a little vacuum gauge on here, and I'll let y'all see that. I've got it all mucked up here, folks. So, couple things. I watched a couple videos, okay? And there's a couple things that, you know, people say, hey, this is cheap stuff, it doesn't work. Some of it does, some of it doesn't. I'm gonna tell you, this little bad boy right there, I got from Harbor Freight probably 4 or 5 years ago, still plugging away. And I'm also gonna tell you that the Vulcan welding wire that they sell at Harbor Freight, I ran Hobart, I ran that. It's just as good in my opinion for a shade true mechanic. Anyway, what I've seen people doing wrong, there's two things inherently. First of all, on the end of the hose right here, it specifically has this little pointed piece. It's one of these right here. So I'm using one of those. I'm not just taking one of these adaptors and shoving it in the line. I'm gonna do what it says. Not that that probably makes a great big deal. The other thing that you got to make sure is that you can see that this one right here says 2 pump, and it says it right here, 2 pump. So make sure that one's going to the pump. Now, obviously don't have enough hands, but I'm going to hold the camera and I'm going to plug the end of this, and I want you guys to watch this gauge right here. Yeah, let me hold it up for you. You can see I'll hold about 10 inches of mercury. Hold it right there. You can see that it clearly works. Okay. All right. And then the INHG, that's inches of mercury. The instructions say you want about 10 inches of mercury. Don't exceed 20 because you might hurt your system. So what you're supposed to do, well, let me show you what you're supposed to do. And here's another thing that I saw people doing inherently incorrect. First of all, you leave this tight. Oh, where's the adapter? Let me talk about the adapter too. So they give you 3 different sizes of adapters. These are smaller. So here's my adapter that goes on here, right? Okay, so it's got to go on the end. It's got the little pointy thing on it. Like I said, I saw some folks shoving this down in the hose, which I'm sure that's not a huge problem. It's just not what the instructions say, and I'm trying to review this for y'all. And you can see, folks, this thing is like super clean. Never been peed in before right there. Guarantee it, okay? Ain't no mud in there. So here's what you do. You put this on, then you pump her up. Now it's not open, okay? So let's pump her up to about 10 inches. Come on now. Okay, that's what you do. Then you break this loose, and it uses that 10 inches of mercury to pull everything out. When it stops, you tighten this back down, like let's say it stopped, because these lines are all full of air. There hadn't this system. There might be some brown stuff we're going to see coming through these old lines. Brakes worked before I started. This didn't work great. And then you pump her back up, give her about 10 pounds, may give it a little more if we need to. You open this back up, and you just keep doing that until you start getting clear fluid. So, not rocket science. Now, here is one problem I did run into. This is the smallest adapter. Oh, we got new wheel cylinders back here too, okay? New wheel cylinders back here. You can't see them, but the bleeder screw on that one is way too small to fit any of those adapters. So I'm going to use this. I've already tested it. This will fit. I put this over it and then connect that to the pointy thing, and we're good to go. So without further ado, I'm going to get set up. You always want to start. So here's the vehicle. Master cylinder's up here on the driver's side. You want to start the furthest away, which would be the passenger side, rear. Then you want to come to the driver's side, rear. Then you're going to cross and go back up to the least furthest, well, the second to least furthest away, which is the passenger side front. And then you'll we'll do the driver's last. But first, I'm going to get you back here because I want you to see if we can even get anything pulling through this system. Okay, so we're going to start on the passenger side rear. Let me get you set up and we'll be right back. All righty, we are going to get this thing rocking. Got my little adapter hose here. Now I've already loosened these, and also these bleeder screws, valves, whatever you want to call them. Doggone, they're aftermarket. Come on now, there you go. There you go. Come on. Should have spit on it. Should have spit on it. That always helps. We'll try the other end. Boy, I got it on the other side with no problem. Of course, you don't have any issues until you start the camera. Okay, that's on. All right, so we're going to go ahead and connect this end right here, and let's go ahead and demonstrate. There's about 10 inches of mercury. I think y'all can see that. All right, let's just loosen the valve, and of course it's going to go into the pee bottle there, but see if we can see anything coming out. And of course, when you open it up, this should eventually bleed down, which it does. We're getting air out of the system. Tighten that back up. Let's juice her up. Let's take her up to 15, just for fun. Loosen her back up. Now remember, this was probably, the wheel cylinder was bone dry. Okay, I meant to get in and pump it up a little bit. We'll give it a couple tries here and see what we got. All right, open her back up. Don't see nothing coming through. We'll give it a couple more whirls. I mean, this isn't just like replacing the brake pads and bleeding it. This is, the whole system was bled out pretty much. Okay. All right. And also, there you go. It's definitely open. I'm sure there's some passing by the threads of the screw too. So maybe I'll let it go a little slower. There we go. All right, folks, we'll give her one more. Let that pull down. There's a lot of air in these systems. Oh, there it comes. Y'all see that? There it comes. And it's clear. That means we bled it good. Because the stuff I got out of here initially was pretty rough. Let's just give her 10 this time. And let's see what we got. Hopefully y'all can see that good. That fluid. I want it totally, it's bubbled. Like I said, it's going to take a few more times on this because we had the system totally dry. There's 15. There you go. It's coming into the little bottle there. We'll give her another one. Then I might have to go up front and check the brake fluid in the master cylinder, make sure we got enough. I think that's flowing pretty good. We'll give that a whirl. I would prefer to see, yeah, that's some not so great looking fluid. We'll continue bleeding out this system. But all right, one more time. Get it up to 15. And I want to see some, I don't see any air bubbles, but I don't see the tube getting all the way full. Come on now. Oh, I see some air bubbles in there now. You see them air bubbles moving in that hose right there by my hand? That's what we want gone. Oh, come on now, I don't want to booger that up. I don't know if that's just the fluid, because there's no air bubbles. There's a little bit of, I don't know. All right, let's stop there. I'm gonna pause for a minute. I'm going to go up top and make sure we got brake fluid, okay? Okay, so the front reservoir, the small one on the master cylinder, was pretty much empty. So we sucked stuff all the way from the front to here with this thing, so that's a good thing. So let's pump her back up again. I just want to make sure we're good. Hope I got enough brake fluid. You know, I need to think about that. That's all right. Let's see what we got. Oh, it's just streaming through there. I think we're going to stop there with this one. Get it snugged back up. All right. So I'm going to say that one's good for now. So we're going to put the little protector back on there, the things you always lose. All right, so I'm going to drag us up to the other side. Be a little more difficult over there because I got a jack helping hold that up. Y'all want to see my differential? There it is. Waiting on the gasket cover. Ordered the wrong one. This is a Dana 60. The gasket cover that I got from O'Reilly's was for a, is it called a spicer or splicer? I can't remember. But it was a little wider. Come out this way a little wider and it just won't work. All right, we'll be right back. I'm gonna get shifted over the other side. All righty, folks, we're gonna do the same exact thing on the driver's side. We're gonna get her hooked up. I did check the master cylinder, it's still looking good. We're gonna get our little, sorry for my head there, folks. I can't see. There we go. All righty. We're gonna pump her up, pump her up, pump her up. We'll just do about 12 right there. It's coming down on its own right there. A little bit I'm leaking somewhere on probably the hose. Now we're gonna have to do this a couple times. It's dripping through a little bit. We'll have to do this a couple times to get the fluid over here on this side. I can see it coming through a little bit. Doesn't have to travel too far to get to this one. But I need it much better than that. Let me make sure I don't have any. Okay. Ooh, ain't getting nothing. Let's go. I'll do 15 here and just let it rip. Oh, I heard it. I heard the air. Now it's starting to rip. Now we're getting some over here. There we go. It's getting there. Remember, this was bone dry. Yeah, I can hear it and I can see it. Got some bubbles in there. We're starting to get there. Okay. Still got some bubbles. A little more. Still got some bubbles in there. Do one more. Okay, one more for real this time. I want to open it pretty fast at 15 inches. Let that fluid, there we go. Now I got fluid just draining out of there. Okay, I'm gonna call that one. All right, so here's what I'm gonna do, folks. I'm gonna go up, I'm gonna do the passenger side, front, and then I'm gonna come and do, I'll bring you back in when we do the other front one on the driver's side. Whoa. Okay, so I did the passenger side, but I'm gonna tell you, I had to have my honeydew come out here and pump the brakes and to help. Once I got the system full, let the master cylinder do its work, it did work. So I do need, you know what I need to do real quick, folks? I need to pop that lid on that master cylinder. Make sure I got enough juice in there. Come on. Yeah, it's down a little bit. There's enough in there to keep us busy. Sorry, I had y'all looking at the steering column. There we go. All right. Let me get you back on here. There you go. All right. You can see that some of the stuff I got at the front, it looks pretty nasty. There ain't no doubt about it. All right, let's see if we can get this one going. This is 11 millimeter because these are aftermarket. Let's see if it works or if I'm gonna have to have her come out here and pump again. We'll take it up to about 15. So now I'm pulling actually closer. It should take less to get this line filled up. Got to get those calipers filled up. The pistons on the calipers. Let's hit it up around 18. Nothing. Nothing. Take it up about 20. Am I even hearing? Let's see. Well, have to go retrieve that. Let's see. Yeah, we're working. All right, let me get my wrench over there. We'll give this a couple more whirls. Now, if you're by yourself and you have anybody help you, I think this would eventually work just fine. Let's get this up here. There we go. Ow. Then I hit my knee on these studs over here. Doggone it. All right, there we go. All right. Bump her up. Let's see. Take about halfway between 15 and 20. Nuts. Oh, I could, yeah, I could. Ain't nothing going on. I tell you what, I'm gonna get my wife out here. Be right back. Alrighty, folks. Had my wife come out and pump the brakes, and let's see what we got. We got fluid coming through it now. Still got a lot of air though. Got some fluid coming into the... Now we got some fluid. Looks like we got straight fluid coming in now, so I'm gonna stop there. All right. I'm just gonna leave that right there. No, I'm not. I'm gonna take it off because it should all drain into this hose. All right, so we bled all 4 brakes, and that's how much fluid we wasted. I've seen worse fluid. I've seen better. Probably need to flush this whole system again to get things going good. So let me get this back over to the counter and let's talk a little bit. All right. There you go. All right. So, okay. So I tell you what. Let me get everything reorganized here. We'll be right back and do our final evaluation. All right, folks. You know, I spent a couple minutes in the beginning showing you what everybody else had done wrong in their videos. And then I'm laying in bed last night editing the video. I'm like, I'm a rock star, man. I filmed it. I'm gonna get it edited. I'm gonna get it rendered. I'm gonna get it published. Then I realized I had done something terribly wrong, and I'm gonna tell you, out of fairness to, doesn't matter if it's Harbor Freight or what tool it is, just out of fairness, we're gonna have to backtrack a little bit. So I've shown you this. You've seen this, the little pee bottle. Well, unfortunately, there's here, let me just show you here. This little tube right here is supposed to be on here so that when that closes and goes down in there, you don't suck air back. And I was sucking air back up to it the whole time. So here's what we're going to do. I don't know how I'll finish up the end of this video somehow. We'll do a final review. But here's what we're going to do real quick. I'm going to get set up. We're going to do I'm just going to show you the furthest one away. I'm going to show you the passenger side rear, then I'll do the other 2, and then I'll come back and show you the driver's side front. We'll do that one real quick, show you how it's working, and then we'll do a final wrap up. So be right back. All right, we're back here on the passenger side rear again. I gotta get that thing off. There we go. That wasn't too bad. Let's get this on. Okay, and so I haven't done anything with this today since we touched it last night. I got that all dirty. I'm gonna get this hooked back up. All right, let's see if we got vacuum here. I'll give her about 15. All right, now let's see what comes out. I did put a little bit of fluid in here down to cover that. You can already see the air. I'm losing pressure. I'm losing vacuum somewhere, but not fast enough. Let's see. There we go. Now is that air coming out? Yeah. I'll let you watch the bottom. Let's pump her up again. And I don't see any air in this hose. Now you see, I do see a little bit of air in the hose. Let's see. Let's crank her open. No, that's pretty straight. I can't tell where this little leak is coming from. I can only speculate that it's coming from right here. So let's check. Let me plug this with my finger. Looks pretty good right there. Hope y'all can see that. When I got it plugged with my finger, it's not blowing any air, but I'm not seeing any air bubbles come out of here. I want to make sure we got it pumped up good. All right, let me try it again. Yeah, we're getting a little air through this right here, so it's gonna be difficult to tell. Maybe it'll work better with the other adapter, but you can see the fluid coming through pretty good. Let's keep letting her rip. Oh, there's some air in there, all right. Look at those air bubbles right there. All right, let's give her another good pump. Take it up to 15 inches. Let it rip. See, I can't tell it doesn't look like it's bubbles. Looks like the fluid's just not coming through fast enough to fill up that whole line. Looks like it's fluid. Okay, I'm gonna call that good. All right, so I'm gonna go hit the rear one over here, and I'll hit the other front one. I'll get back with you on the front side. Okay, here we go. So I've got the two rears done. I got the passenger side done there. The fluid's looking a lot better. It's not great, but it's looking a lot better. So let's pump this up to about 15. Looks like this one's holding. I don't have those bubbles. Yeah, there's a little bit of bubble coming up through there, isn't there? Yeah, all right, let's open her up. Watch this hose right here. I mean, it's just, there's a little bit of bubble in there, but that's just pretty much straight fluid. It's filling it up pretty quick. Hit it 15 inches. Watch right here. All right. All right. Well, what do y'all think? Let's talk about it. Let me get my hands cleaned off and be back in a split second. We'll talk about it. Okay, folks. Tell you what do y'all think? Drop me some comments down there. I've kind of made a mess of this. Some of a couple of my friends and I mean this in a very humorous way, and they're very loving about it. They understand I'm a shade tree mechanic, and so are they. And they're like, yep, Keith can show you how not to do it. So that's how we learn, through trial and error. So anyway, I tell you what, I'm going to give this a 7 out of 10. Why am I only giving it a 7 out of 10? It's a little flimsy, number one. Number two, I think it's a little overpriced at $24.99. I think it's worth about $10.99. That doesn't cause me to drop it down to a 5. But there's other things you can do with this, okay? And for example, if I show you, you know, this is a vacuum pump kit. So I've got this hooked up to the vacuum advance, and you all watch this vacuum advance. I'm gonna pump here. Let me let you see the whole rig here. We're gonna pump this up quite a bit. There we go. You see that vacuum advance is not moving at all. Well, I know this is a bad distributor because it's ate up like a football bat. It's clankety and everything like that. But if I hook it up to my brand new distributor, which I'll be putting in this F250, now it's going to make you a little cross-eyed. But if you watch both the inerts here on the vacuum advance and the distributor and the gauge, you'll see that it's moving. Okay, I hope y'all saw that. It'll move back slowly, I might add. I'm bleeding it off with this Schrader valve on the bottom right here. Okay, let's do it one more time. Watch her move. Okay, we're gonna leave it at that. All right, so definitely worth $10.99. And hey, you know what? How many of you have ever sucked on a hose to see if the vacuum advance is working? So I can do that if I have to. Normally there's somebody around to help me bleed brakes, but this will do the job. It'll do the job. We use that vacuum to suck fluid all the way through dry lines, all the way to the back. So hey, so what I say, I'm giving it a 7. I'm giving it a 7. So okay, hope you enjoyed it. Please like, please share, please subscribe. When you like, that's this way. If you don't like it, give me some comments down below to help me get better at this, to bring you some better value. And be blessed. We'll see you next time.